evening, viewers. Thank you very much for joining us here on Times Now. I'm Heena Gambhir. Viewers, the big story today is that the agitation at Delhi's Jantar Mantar is getting over. CJP called off its protest after a meeting with Union Ministers JP Nadda and Dr. Jitendra Singh, after government accepted all three demands of the Cockroach Janata Party. CJP's core demand was Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation as the Education Minister. Other two demands included 1 crore compensation to families of NEET victims and withdrawal of FIRs against CJP protesters. Government even gave an assurance of no action against them in the future also. The protest by students had become a big movement, and it seems there was a realization within the government that the Education Minister will have to resign for things to calm down. Prime Minister Modi put out 2 videos in the last 2 days. Government announced a number of steps to give a signal to the youth that it is serious about ending the paper leak menace and wants to bring reforms in the education sector. But it seems, viewers, these were not enough for Gen Z. Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation came around 2:14 in the afternoon. In a letter shared on X, Dharmendra Pradhan mentioned that he was saddened by the sequence of events in the last 10 days and that the decision was taken in the interest of the unity of the country. He also mentioned that he has resigned, keeping in mind that anti-national forces do not take advantage of the situation that has arisen at Jantar Mantar and across the country. Listen in first to what Union Minister JP Nadda and the representatives of CJP said after their 3rd meeting today that ended the impasse.
हमारी भी सहानुभूति है, जान किसी बच्चे की जाए और उसके प्रति हम भी सहानुभूति रखते हैं और सरकार प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी अत्यंत सहानुभूति के साथ हम सब लोगों ने कहा है कि ऑनरेबल कंपनसेशन अकॉर्डिंग टू द रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस व्हाटएवर मैक्सिमम विल बी पॉसिबल दैट विल बी गिवन टू देम, कि हम एजुकेशन के एग्जामिनेशन के रिफॉर्म्स के लिए जो आपका चार्टर है उस पर हम गहन चिंतन भी करेंगे और आपके डेलीगेशन के साथ बातचीत करके जो कुछ भी हम डेलिब्रेट कर सकेंगे वो हम करने का प्रयास करेंगे।
साथ साथ जो हम लोगों की दूसरी मांग थी कि सारे FIRs जो सारे प्रोटेस्टर्स के खिलाफ फाइल किए गए हैं अभी तक, सिर्फ दिल्ली में नहीं लेकिन सारे बीजेपी रूल्ड और बीजेपी एलाइड स्टेट्स में वो FIRs विड्रॉ हो जाए, ये भी हमारी सेकंड मांग थी। सरकार ने वो मांग को भी मान लिया है।
तमाम मांगे जो हमारी थी वो मान ली गई हैं, तो हम इमीडिएट इफेक्ट से प्रोटेस्टर से रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि आप विड्रॉ करें, पीसफुली अपने घर वापस जाएं और आगे की जो भी हमारी रणनीति होगी या बातचीत होगी उससे हम आपको अवगत कराएंगे। लेकिन प्रोटेस्टर से हम रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं कि इमीडिएट इफेक्ट से आप विड्रॉ करें, हमारी मांगे जो है वो मान लीजिए।
And joining us on the broadcast right now are my colleagues tracking every angle of this big story this Saturday evening. We have Niyamika, Sabyasachi, Shefali live with us. Priyank and Harish also are going to be joining us in just a bit. Shefali, I want to start with you. Can you help us understand what is happening at Jantar Mantar right now? CJP representatives declared during this joint press briefing with the government that agitation is over and they will be requesting the protesters to go back home. Has the area been cleared? What's happening at Jantar Mantar right now?
Right, Heena, we know that there was a large number of protesters at Jantar Mantar, so it will of course take some time for everyone to vacate the area. I will show you the ground reality. From here you can see people slowly leaving this particular place, while as the demands have been met, you can see how slowly but they are leaving. There's a huge crowd here at Jantar Mantar, and of course it will take some time for them to disperse. While if we talk about the founder, he's really unwell and he's currently gone. He's taking medicine. We know that he's down with typhoid. While also if we talk about the spokesperson, which is Saurabh Das and Ashutosh Ranka, they have also left the spot with the police. So right now, what the mood is, people are very happy, celebrations are going on. We saw a few protesters also played colors of victory, as they said, and we can try and speak to some of the people here. Hello ma'am.
Hello, hi.
प्रधान जी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया है, ये एक बहुत बड़ी डिमांड थी आप लोगों की, क्या कहेंगी?
पहली बात तो मैं स्टूडेंट नहीं हूँ, मैं जैन जी की मॉम हूँ, जैन अल्फा की मॉम हूँ। तो ठीक है, प्रधान जी ने इस्तीफा दे दिया है और मोदी जी ने दिलवा दिया है, या मोदी जी ने दिलवाया नहीं है, उन्होंने खुद दे दिया है, जो भी है ठीक है। थोड़ा सा बच्चे इतने दिनों से परेशान थे, सब चीज़ें थी, तो अच्छा हुआ जो हुआ, क्योंकि ये अदरवाइज ये बहुत ज़्यादा हो रहा था पूरे देश में, बाहर भी, फिर ये संभालना मुश्किल हो जाता और हमारा ही नुकसान होता है। ये सब बच्चे हमारे ही बच्चे हैं, तो ठीक है।
सरकार को क्या कहेंगी आप?
सरकार को कुछ कहने लायक तो देखो है ही नहीं, क्योंकि इतना घोटाला किया हुआ है, इतना घोटाला, उसकी भरपाई करने के लिए तो 12 साल मुझे लगता है मोदी जी को हो गए, 14 साल लगेंगे आगे। लेकिन ये है कि जैन जी को कुछ ज़्यादा नहीं चाहिए, पढ़ाई चाहिए, टाइम पे सुरक्षा चाहिए, टाइम पे शिक्षा चाहिए, टाइम पे मतलब डॉक्टरी सेवा चाहिए, समय समय पे मिलती रहे, वहाँ दिक्कतें ना आए, तो एटलीस्ट उन्हें इतना तो दो। मैं
आप लोग वापस जा रहे हैं?
देखिए, कोशिश कर रहे हैं वापस जाने की, लेकिन मन बिल्कुल नहीं कर रहा है। बार बार आते हैं, फिर बार बार जाते हैं, और रास्ते में हमें मेलोडी भी मिली है। मतलब मैं कहना नहीं चाहूंगी कि बहुत मन लग रहा है, और बच्चों की जो खुशी है उसे देखने के बाद रुका नहीं जा रहा है।
So celebrations clearly have started at Jantar Mantar. Okay, some more people Shefali is talking to.
और क्या है?
डिमांड थी आप लोगों की, और अब आप लोग जा रहे हैं, क्या 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 सोचा है?
कहाँ जा रहे हैं?
अभी सोचे बात करेंगे।
सीजेपी ने तो अनाउंस कर दिया ना कि अब सारे प्रोटेस्टर्स को बोला है उन्होंने कि
3-4 मांग और है हमारी, तो फिर जब वो पूरी होगी तब जाएंगे।
सारी मांगे तो पूरी हो गई?
नहीं, अभी है बहुत सारे, 1 करोड़ जो
तो
वो
उसने
सब
तो हाँ बोल दिया।
मतलब जब हाँ तो इलेक्शन में बोलती है कि ये करेंगे, ये करेंगे।
Okay, so my colleague Shefali, they're speaking with protesters at Jantar Mantar, and there is a mood of celebration is what we are getting at this point in time. We'll be going across to my colleague Priyank as well in a bit. He's also live at Jantar Mantar right now. I want to quickly go across to my colleague Harish as well. He's reporting live from outside Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan's residence. Harish, what is really happening there? Has somebody from BJP come to meet him? What is happening? Has Mr. Pradhan come out?
Next, we'll make sure that this system is accountable. This system cannot ignore the youth of this country anymore.
There you heard two of the leaders from CJP who have been part of this particular conversation, have been very happy that the government demands have been fulfilled. They have been part of this negotiation. Hussain, if you can come up, I would like to show you to our viewers that what was the scenario, how things have been happening, the manner in which they have managed to win their part with the government of India. It's a great achievement for them. Priyank Tripathi reporting from the National Capital for Times Network.
My colleague Priyank, they're getting us that live update from Jantar Mantar. Let me now go back to Harish. Yes, Harish, what's the update from your end?
Yes, that's right, Heena. In fact, now Dharmendra Pradhan had resigned 3 hours back. Till now, we have not heard from him. But after his decision to resign, Piyush Goyal, Union Minister, had come and visited him. Also, the Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta. My camera person Balkishan will pan and show the scene here. It's heavy barricading here. Media is not allowed inside. Remember, the prime demand of the CJP has been met with Dharmendra Pradhan's resignation. And also, they had also demanded that compensation of rupees 1 crore for the families of the paper leak suicide cases, and also regarding action against police brutality, that some assurances have been given by the government. And remember, this resignation comes after Prime Minister
police arrangement there, heavy security arrangement there outside Dharmendra Pradhan's residence. You told us earlier Union Minister Piyush Goyal visited him, and right now as we speak, Delhi Chief Minister Rekha Gupta is present at his residence. Harish, thank you for your inputs on the story. Now viewers, even as the protest is over, dialogue ended the stalemate. In fact, we have my colleague Priyank speaking with Saurabh Das. Listen in. Okay, we will get you that reaction in just a bit. Meanwhile, viewers, even as dialogue has managed to end the deadlock between CJP and the government, the politics is still continuing. In fact, after all of this, we got a reaction from Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, as well, that the resignation was a student victory. Listen in to Saurav Das of CJP.
We are joined by Saurabh. Big day, achievement has been achieved.
It's a big achievement.
Yeah.
The young of this country have made history.
What next, Saurabh?
We'll be going and working on youth-centric issues from now on. And we hope that the government, whatever time periods have been agreed upon, they will.
Saurabh, any word statement from your side? Because you have been part of the negotiations and
The youth
everything.
of this country has won.
Yeah.
The future of this country is now in safe hands.
What next? Ashutosh? What next, Ashutosh? Ashutosh, what next? What next?
We'll make sure that this system is accountable. This system cannot ignore the youth of this country anymore.
There you heard two of the leaders from CJP who have been part of this particular conversation, have been very happy that the government demands have been fulfilled. They have been part of this negotiation. Said, if you can come up, I would like to show you to our viewers that what was the scenario, how things have been happening, the manner in which they have managed to win their part with the government of India. It's a great achievement for them. Priyank Tripathi reporting from the National Capital for Times Network.
Right, so that was a report sent to us by my colleague Priyank Tripathi, and CJP is now going to focus on youth-related issues. That's what CJP representatives said. Like I mentioned, viewers, earlier, that we have a reaction from Rahul Gandhi as well. He called resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan a student victory and alleged that education system has been captured by the NDA. He called Dharmendra Pradhan a symbol of corruption in India and said that Pradhan had to go. He demanded concrete steps now to change the education system, alleging that the RSS has captured the system. He also blamed Modi government for the situation. Listen in.
But अब concrete steps एजुकेशन सिस्टम को बदलने की सरकार को लेने पड़े. बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है आरएसएस का जो कैप्चर है हिंदुस्तान के सिस्टम पर, एजुकेशन सिस्टम पर. अगर मोदी जी की गलती है तो उतनी ही गलती आरएसएस की है, क्योंकि दिमाग का काम आरएसएस ने किया है. हमारे एजुकेशन सिस्टम को अंदर से खोखला कर दिया है. जो नॉलेज होती है उस पर इन्होंने आक्रमण किया है. तो गहरे स्टेप्स लेने पड़ेंगे. मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये ले सकते हैं, बट देखते हैं.
The first thing is that we hold Mr. Amit Shah directly responsible for the violence that has taken place against our students.
Niyamika, so we got a reaction from Rahul Gandhi after CJP called off its agitation. Now, he is saying that there are two more demands that are pending. He asked for Prime Minister's apology as well to the students of this country, but that wasn't really the part of CJP's list of demands.
Well, yes, indeed. The way in which Rahul Gandhi has been at the forefront regarding the students-related issues, regarding the question which he is continuously putting upon the government of India for the education system, he has retaliated that stand once again, as he is basically making this allegation against the government, stating that it is responsible the way in which this entire education system has been captured. And in fact, he has also blamed the RSS for this. He even gone on to say that it is RSS only which is making it shallow from inside, and that is the only reason why it is high time that there should be some reforms which needs to be brought in this entire education system. He has also raised the demands which he earlier had also mentioned about the apology of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and also the action against the police officials who have taken who have attacked the protesting youth on Monday. As for that reason, he is basically stating that the Union Home Minister is solely responsible for all these brutality which was being shown by the Delhi police officers against the protesting youth. So that apology is also very much necessary, and that is the demand which they are also going to raise in the parliament session.
Right. Stay on with us. Sabyasachi, now the big question is that with Dharmendra Pradhan resigning, will the opposition, especially Congress party, now allow the House to function when it reconvenes on Monday?
Well, as far as leader of opposition, Mr. Rahul Gandhi is concerned, he made things extremely clear that still there is important agendas as far as the Congress party is concerned. They are holding Union Home Minister Amit Shah accountable for using force on the students, and leader of opposition had made it clear that whether it is Home Minister Amit Shah or Prime Minister Narendra Modi, both of them has to apologize in the House. So when he was asked about whether the Congress party would cooperate as far as the parliament session is concerned, now he said that it will be decided in the India bloc meeting. Now we have to say what are the other political parties have to say, because earlier we had seen that when Akhilesh Yadav was speaking in the House, he pointed that the resignation can come in now or later. But it is important that there is discussion on the reforms of education sector. So clearly there are different views as far as the oppositions are concerned. So Monday, once a flow leaders meeting happens at the chamber of Congress President.
Right, Sabyasachi, stay on with us. Let's cut across to Priyank Tripathi.
The exit plan of all these thousands of protesting students to go back to their respective locations.
See, the organizers themselves have appealed that they have called off the agitation, and they have appealed people to disperse peacefully from here. So we anticipate that public will heed to their demands and they will go away from this place peacefully without creating any law and order problem. And our police personnel and officers, they are also deployed all over Delhi, and we are also appealing to them, and we are also facilitating that they go from this place to their homes or their hostels, wherever they want to go, peacefully without creating any law and order problem. And we would like to have everyone safe and secure.
What about the metro situation? Because most of the metro stations were not running. We are live right now, and the protest has been called off. What is the exit plan?
All the metro stations have been opened.
Thank you so much. There you heard, Heena, the special CP of the Delhi Police, who had communication with the CJP workers, have cleared that the CJP, they themselves went to the Delhi Police stage, and they have said that they will be leaving. Let me once again go back to the visuals, because this is a very important visuals where all these students are cheering up. We are reporting live from Jantar Mantar, where the dialogue has happened. We just a short while back spoke to the CJP leaders also, Saurabh, and the other leaders who have said that they have agreed to end this particular Jantar Mantar protest. But what is very important, but when I asked them what next, they did not clear about their plans, that whether they are going to launch a political party or not. Because so far what they have been saying, that our movement was to bring a new form of education system for which we have been working. But the CJP is certainly silent on the issue of coming up with a political entity or not. Abhijit Dipke was not here at the stage from this particular Delhi Police bus from where the announcement was being made, the public address system which was being used by them. But as the sun is setting, the students are certainly cheering up. Many of them are on their way back, and many of them want to feel this particular momentum which has been built by them, which has led to resignation of a central leader, and certainly that's a mood of the ground. The Delhi Police will be facilitating them, their movement. The metro stations have been on, but CJP is certainly silent about whether they will come up in due course of time with a political entity or not. Back to you.
But Priyank, they mentioned that now they are going to be picking up youth-centric issues. They'll be focusing on many other youth-centric issues as well. Thank you, Priyank, for the moment for joining us and getting us all of those details. We'll keep coming back to you, viewers. It clearly has been a victory for students, supporters of CJP who've been protesting at Jantar Mantar since June. And right now, there is a mood of celebration that we can see around Jantar Mantar, as Priyank was showing to us those visuals of a lot of these protesters, of these students celebrating approaching this day wherein all their demands have been accepted by the government, and that's the reason why CJP decided to call off the agitation. We'll keep going back to Priyank Tripathi for more from Jantar Mantar. Meanwhile, let's also welcome our guests who are joining us this evening. We have Sanju Verma, national spokesperson of the BJP, Shubhrashta, founder the Churn, Chirag Sethi, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson, Nikhil Jain, political analyst, Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on Times Now. Just yesterday, Sanju, we were discussing whether the government is going to finally bite the bullet and ask Mr. Pradhan to step down. It has happened today. We really don't know what happened behind the scenes really, but for the opposition, this is just the beginning. Congress party is also now demanding Prime Minister's apology to the people, to the youth of this country.
You know, Heena, through your show, first and foremost, I think many congratulations to the student community. And I think I can proudly say that the Modi government listens. You know, I have been on a zillion debates on various channels, and I've always been told, oh, the government is driven by hubris and arrogance. No, this government listens. You know, we can do a back and forth on whether this could have happened earlier, so on and so forth. But the moot point is the Education Minister Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned. And more importantly, the Modi government has said that the other two key issues from the end of the protesters, including the CJP, that no punitive action should be taken against the protesters and maximum compensation for the kith and kin of the victims of NEET, especially those who committed suicide. Those two demands, the government has said, will also be fulfilled in all honesty. So I think it's time to move on. It's time to end the protest. As far as, the Congress party is concerned, I just want to call out their rabid hypocrisy. I'm not going to mince words. Rahul Gandhi was vacationing for 22 long days. He comes on the 24th day, tries to appropriate credit for a movement. And what does he do? He wants to do a sit-in dharna in front of the Prime Minister's residence, which is a VIP red zone, thereby threatening not only the security detail of the Prime Minister, but also putting at risk commuters and holding the national capital to ransom. So I think this is a lesson for Rahul Gandhi that, you know, this government will listen to genuine grievances and genuine concern. But if the opposition
let's give the credit where it's due, Sanju Verma. Wasn't it Rahul Gandhi, wasn't it the Congress party that first raised the issue of students' NEET in the country?
You know, Heena, let's get one thing very clear. I don't think Rahul Gandhi has been at the forefront of this agitation, nor has Arvind Kejriwal. I have no qualms in saying, and you said this yesterday when I was on your show, that most political parties jumped in only after 3 weeks of the protests.
So that was about aligning to this particular protest. I'm talking about the party raising the issue of students, the issue of NEET aspirants specifically in the country.
Tell me one thing, you know, including you, there are so many anchors who've been saying that forget about what Prime Minister Modi is saying. The proof of the pudding is always in the eating. Let the Modi government walk the talk. The Modi government today has walked the talk. And my last point, Heena, has the Karnataka Education Minister, Mr. Madhu Bangarappa, resigned? Do you know who's the Education Minister of Telangana? It is the Chief Minister Revanth Reddy himself. There has been a span in the English and Urdu papers there. Has Revanth Reddy resigned?
I will just say one thing. The deadlock between government and CJP is over, but politics is continuing. Let me go across to Nikhil Jain as well. Nikhil Jain, the point is, by adding new demands like Prime Minister must apologize, is Rahul Gandhi creating a reason to continue disruption in Parliament?
Absolutely not, Heena. Every time an opposition leader or some member of the public tries to hold the government to account, that does not mean somebody is trying to disrupt the parliament or the functioning of the country or the sovereignty, integrity, and all these fluffy words that the BJP likes to use. It's very interesting and actually hypocritical to me that Sanju Verma talks about the PM residence being a VIP red zone. This is a party, this is a dispensation that came to power criticizing the same VIP culture. And if indeed we are to talk about VIP culture, Rahul Gandhi is the leader of opposition of the Lok Sabha. He's not some lumpen element on the road. He can very well go and sit on protest outside the Prime Minister's residence. All right, one can argue that it is the prerogative of the police to remove him, as they did, and he did not really create an issue in that. So far as Rahul Gandhi raising the issue of the students is concerned, as you rightly already pointed out, it was actually the Congress party that raised the issue of the NEET paper leaks and asked for the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan before even
Raised the
CJP was
issue, but
formed.
failed to capitalize on it, which CJP could do much better than in opposition party in the country.
No, Heena, there's a very important thing to that. It is not that the Congress party has not made efforts. They are running the Chhatron Ki Gunj program. They've held protests across 27, 28 cities. Their workers have been lathi charged. They've been water cannoned. Rahul Gandhi has had two major shows, two major events in Kota and in Dehradun. It's just that because Chhatron Ki Gunj is a program that is run and operated by a political party, it can never match up to something that has become a people's movement. Anything that the BJP, Congress or Aam Aadmi party does can never match up to something like an India Against Corruption or what we saw with the CJP protest. And also let's not forget that the Indian Youth Congress is very actively helping all these protesters with providing them legal aid, medical aid, shelter, water and all sorts of other things, their headquarters being very near to where the protest site is.
Okay, let's go close to Chirag
I think
Sethi.
this is last thing. I just wanted to make this point that Sanju Verma says it is time to end the protest. I'm sorry, ma'am. It is not time to end the protest. It is the time to start the movement to hold this government to account. Just because Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned, you can't take away from the fact that the police and the RAF brutalized Indian students.
Chirag Sethi, are you with the Congress party on this particular issue that this is just the beginning? Chirag Sethi, can you hear me?
Yes, now I can. Sorry. So this is basically the start of accountability for this government. The government who was not even trying to listen. So it was muhavara na bahut der kar di huzur aate aate. So first 20 days, they weren't even acknowledging the fact that paper leak is an issue. After that, when the hunger strike started, they said it is China funded, it is America funded, they are anti-national, they are terrorists. Yesterday, one MP said they are bhediyas. They've said all sorts of things to the Gen Z, but congratulations to the Gen Zs, congratulations to this young generation. They stand their ground, they were there, and it was a non-violent protest. They were just asking accountability, and it has been done. And now there are a lot of reforms that needs to be done, not just in NEET, but there are so many exams. I can just give you one example. Last month, there was the exam from the Bihar Public Service Commission. You know what was the question? What was माँ कत्यानी की जय ट्विटर पे किसने लिखा था? ये क्वेश्चन है स्टेनोग्राफर के एग्जाम में. मतलब अब आपको किताबें पढ़नी है, उसके साथ साथ ट्विटर भी चाटना है बीजेपी वालों का, so that you can answer these questions. Please understand what is the level.
But चिराग सेठी, आपने मेरे डायरेक्ट सवाल का जवाब नहीं दिया. मैंने आपको रोका नहीं बीच में, फिर आप कहेंगे आपके ओपनिंग कमेंट्स भी आपको पूरे नहीं करने दिए. मैंने आपसे सीधा सवाल पूछा था. CJP seems to have agreed to the assurance given by the government, and that's the reason why CJP decided to call off its agitation. Now, let's focus on what's going to come up next. So I asked you, are you aligned with the Congress party that this is just the beginning?
So everyone aligns to this, that this is just the beginning. But we also have to talk about police brutality. We also have to talk about the injuries that were given to that 80 to 100 people who got admitted to the hospitals. We have to
आपको लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं आम आदमी पार्टी के पास भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी थी इस तरह का मूवमेंट क्रिएट करने की, especially after what Aam Aadmi Party did with Delhi's education system? It became a global headline as well. So it was talked about globally too. So don't you think you also missed an opportunity that a satirical platform could really, do?
We are already very proud. I'm a very proud member of this party which has supported this initiative. From the day one. We were always in support of these people. We were always there for them. Maybe it's not a political protest, but we were always there supporting them, whether it was through food or it was our volunteers being there. We were there for them, but it was not a political, like I said, it was not a political protest. It was the protest of the Gen Zs.
Ms. Neerja Chaudhary, with the government managing to convince CJP and the protesters, is the opposition, in your opinion, now hunting for relevance? Because a satirical platform, a satirical movement could do in this country what the opposition could not.
That is absolutely correct. And I think people are tired of its existing political formation and they are looking for new political energies. And I would say, as far as the government is concerned, there I durust hai, something that could have been done 15 days earlier. Having said that, I think it could be a win-win moment for everybody. Because for the government, the Prime Minister, we are told, doesn't like to act under pressure, and yet he saw the need when you have such a large group of young people agitated about an issue. And remember, this is not confined only to Delhi. There are demonstrations taking place all over the country. Tomorrow, a big one was being planned in Bombay. There has been in Goa, in Pune, and so on. So I think if it had escalated, it might have become messy. And therefore, to see that and then to act and Dharmendra Pradhan to go to ensure accountability, which is as it should be in a democracy when things go wrong, and particularly when such a large group of young people are exercised on an issue. So I think they have controlled the issue. They will course correct. They may, it's a very important moment in the history of this country when actual meaningful reforms in the examination and education system can take place. But I would also say a win-win moment for the young people, as who've led the agitation. Remember, at this age, we all say this, they're the future of India, they're the future rulers of India. For them to internalize that it is possible to bring change through protest and democratic means is a very important thing to have gone through. A very important exercise. And also, I think it gives heart to the opposition, a very demoralized opposition in the country. And that also is a good thing, how they will play out. I hope there'll be a discussion, proper, solid discussion in Parliament. I hope the opposition is not going to boycott it, that they will be all there with their ideas, which is what Sonam Wangchuk said. That was one of the assurances given to him. And I don't know what is going to become of the delimitation bill, which was expected otherwise in the monsoon session of Parliament.
Well, of course, delimitation bill is a big thing. So far missing from the agenda that the government has come out with as far as this session is concerned. But what is expected, let's talk about that. And Shubhrashta, I would like you to respond to this point. Now, government is planning to add more teeth to the anti-cheating law. It's planning to bring this anti-leak law soonest in Parliament. Won't the opposition now find it difficult to really oppose it or disrupt the session? Because opposition is also talking about reforms in the education sector.
Yes, Heena. Let me remind the viewers that when this bill was being debated in the Parliament in 1925, Rahul Gandhi chose not to attend the session. I hope this time he does. He has seen political merit in doing so. I think he's also seen that, only talking about accountability and talking about reforms on the streets and not doing anything in Parliament might not be able to, take his politics forward. So I really hope that Nirja ji is correct and that some good sense prevails in the leader of opposition and he takes all the parties along to actually come up with an alternate proposal. I'm not even saying that, the government's bill should be applauded by the opposition lock, stock and barrel. I mean, they can put a private member bill and say that we reject anything that the government says. This is our alternative to the bill that the government, the amendments that the government might want to the bill. I think that would be real Gen Z politics, that they actually sit with the Gen Zs. They actually have conversations now that, temperatures have cooled down and there's a new wave of enthusiasm in the youngsters. I think they should just sit and do some homework. Rather than climbing on to the protesters' chest and saying this is our politics, which is what I think I've heard the Aam Aadmi Party and the pro-Congress supporter here say. I think it's time to do some basic homework. What they wanted a resignation. Resignation has been offered. I don't think this is a time for the opposition to celebrate. I think this is time for the opposition to do their actual homework and show to us, the independent, analysts, that this is what the opposition can do from here.
I know Sanju wants to respond, but I want to quickly go back to Ms. Neerja Chaudhary once. And Ms. Neerja Chaudhary, now another big question is, who is going to be the education minister of this country? What is your guess? Do you think maybe the government can consider JP Nadda's name for this particular post, the way he has actually managed to, douse the entire crisis for the government, along with, of course, Dr. Jitendra Singh. But Mr. Nadda was the first one who opened that channel of communication with CJP, and from there on, we had second round of meetings, and today the third round. Do you think he'll be the perfect person for becoming the education minister, or do you think it could be a bureaucrat like we've seen in the case of, MEA and External Affairs Ministry?
May I say that it is foolhardy to hazard a guess about what Narendra Modi is going to do in terms of his cabinet formation. I think whenever we've done that, we found ourselves to be...
Okay, let's not hazard a guess. Let's not hazard a guess. Let's not even get into that territory. Let me ask you, would you like to see Mr. Nadda as the next education minister?
I think Mr. Nadda was proved to be a good health minister. Yes, he could handle education equally well. It needs somebody who will get all stakeholders together. The Cockroach Jantar Party representatives, the student community, experts who've done thinking on the subject, opposition parties, and of course the government around a round table. And I really mean this. It could be a historic moment. This whole agitation could throw up real reforms in our education system, which is a crying need, and which is linked to the creation of livelihoods. That is the real issue. That is the burning issue that we need to address in this country.
Closing comments. Closing comments. Sanju Verma, you've been patiently waiting, but just stick to 10 seconds. Sanju Verma, then Nikhil Jain.
Yeah, I just want to tell the Aam Aadmi Party, so what if there is a chapter saying Ma Katyayani ki jai ho? It's better than Arvind Kejriwal standing at a press conference and saying Tahir Hussain, Bhagat Singh ki chauthi avatar hai. And let me make one thing very clear. I just with you. I need my time.
Okay.
Please don't interject.
Please stick to 10 seconds each. I don't have a lot of time. Just one line closing comment, all of you. Okay, I'll try and accommodate everybody, but stick to the time. And please, others do not really intervene. Yes, Sanju Verma, 10 seconds. Closing comment.
Who introduced NEET in, CBT format with effect from 2027 and not OMR format? The Modi government. Who brought in the National Education Policy in 2020 after 34 years? The Modi government. Who brought in the Public Examinations Act in 2024? The Modi government.
But do you think Mr. JP Nadda should be made the education minister? That was the last point we discussed.
I agree with Neerja Chaudhary. It's not wise to hazard a guess. I will leave it at that.
Okay, Nikhil Jain, 10 seconds only, please.
Whether it is Mr. Nadda or any other person from the BJP who's the education minister, I hope moving forward the government would learn that this is a democracy. They need to be accountable. They're going to apologize for the wrongs and the police brutality. And Amit Shah would also face some action being the Home Minister.
Chirag Sethi.
With this, we at least feel whoever comes in at least should have some accountability, whether it's the NEET or whether it's the BPSC or whether it's any exam. There has to be accountability. They cannot run away from accountability.
Shubrashta.
I think it's very important to listen to what the ground is saying, and rather than waiting for movements like this, it's important that the government engages with each and every dissenter, inside or outside the ecosystem.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us here on this debate. Of course, we'll see what happens next. But for now, the agitation at Jantar Mantar is over. It's a big victory for the students, for young people in this entire country. Heading into a very short break, we'll be back with more. Welcome back here with us on Times Now, and joining us on the broadcast is DMK MP P. Wilson. Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson, for joining us here on Times Now. Your reaction firstly to two big developments today. One, Dharmendra Pradhan has resigned. CJP, after meeting with government representatives, has ended the agitation.
Yeah, first of all, I have to appreciate the youngsters who stood with the students, and also the students who have come on streets for the cause, of exposing how altered system is this NEET. In fact, DMK party, right from the beginning, 2010, we have been telling that NEET is not a clear system which really gives a meritorious students. And there are a lot of illegalities. In fact, we brought out legislation when our Chief Minister, then Chief Minister, Mr. M.K. Stalin was in power. And that bill, of course, the governor did not give his approval, assent. Then it went to the Prime President. And President also withheld the bill, and against which we had filed a suit and before the Supreme Court, and that is pending. So that is how we have been totally against this NEET. So therefore, when this NEET doesn't produce us a real meritorious students, and when the government is not in a position to address all the illegalities that is happening year by year, suddenly the students have rightly taken up this issue and come to the streets. And it has gone to an extent that, the fault lies on the Honorable Minister. And today the Minister has stepped out of his position. And really we welcome this issue. And we really appreciate the students who have fought to see that the illegalities are being corrected by the government. So we should appreciate both the students. Simultaneously, now the government has felt that the students are right, and that is why it has asked the minister to step down. Even that is a correct move. That's what I would say.
But Mr. Wilson, Leader of Opposition in the Lok Sabha, Rahul Gandhi, is now asking for Prime Minister's apology. Isn't he shifting the goalpost? He says now 2 demands are still pending.
Look, so far as the Congress is concerned, I don't want to comment about their views and their decisions, but I would say that this is not an absolute remedy so far as the NEET is concerned, because we have been asking for a complete abolition of NEET. I myself have introduced a private member bill. In fact, yesterday I couldn't move that bill. I'm asking to abolish the NEET itself. So we are against this NEET. The system of this NEET completely has to be removed and thrown off. It has to be abolished. And so far as Mr. Rahul Gandhi demand is concerned, we are not concerned with it. And I feel that resigning of the minister is not end of it. The government should come out and see the real problem in it and go to the root of the matter, and should allow the states to devise their own procedure. According to DMK, it's the rights of the state. If you take list 3, entry 25, this education falls within the concurrent list. And Modern Dental College, the Supreme Court has clearly said, constitutional bench, that the admission clearly falls within the domain of the state government. So therefore, the union government cannot usurp the powers of the state and then devise a procedure called NEET. So NEET is completely flawed system. It should be abolished. So therefore, our stand would be that this is not an end of it. Maybe we have to, at one point of time, we have to appreciate the government move and its stand asking the minister to step down, so that temper will come down and at least a solution can be seen. Now the parliament, for last 5 days, nothing has happened in the parliament. Another 2 weeks is left over. Bills have to be moved. There are very many bills also which needs to be discussed also. Even the NEET requires to be discussed. So these issues and all, suddenly, the government would have thought over it, and that is why they wanted to create a good atmosphere, and probably that is the reason why, not only from the pressure of the students, but also from the pressure from the members of parliament of the opposition party, to ask the minister to resign, and that is why the resignation would have taken place. So therefore, our view is that NEET has to be completely abolished.
Okay, you want NEET completely abolished, but government is also likely to strengthen the anti-cheating law through a bill on Monday. That's what we've learned. So are you suggesting that DMK is not going to support it?
See, that is what I said, madam. The root cause is, this system of conducting examination. Leave it to the states. See, we have a good medical, institutions here in Tamil Nadu. Best doctors are here in Tamil Nadu. Do you mean to say for last 75 years, we had a system where there is no NEET at all. Do you mean to say those doctors are not capable of treating patients?
Right.
So we had a system for 75 years, a time-tested system where we admitted based upon the board examinations and the recruitment policies the state had. And we have produced a very good doctors.
But Mr. Wilson, the point is, with Mr. Pradhan resigning, that was the core demand of the Congress party of the opposition. Will Parliament now be allowed to function from Monday?
We want a healthy discussion. We come there with a fond hope that there will be healthy debates and discussions. The Parliament consists of both, the treasury benches as well as opposition MPs. So when opposition MPs, when there were a problem in the capital, throughout India faced that problems where, the students wanted, to take action because of this leak in the NEET. And that is how, the Parliament was also disturbed. So therefore, we asked for a resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan. Now he has resigned. So therefore, we have to see things, what exactly comes before us. And certainly when the Treasury bench also accepts it, and even when the chairman or the speaker of the respective houses also allow us for a debate, then it will be a healthier debate. See, after all, we wanted the Parliament to function. We come there with a fond hope that the Parliament should function.
Right.
See, I as a parliamentarian, I have got many problems which I wanted to speak in the Parliament.
Okay.
Yesterday, in fact, I wanted to move a bill to abolish NEET. But because of this, yesterday my bill was not taken up. So therefore, I come there with an expectation that we should have the parliament to function and there should be a debate.
Okay.
So therefore, we have a hope that even the Treasury bench will understand and, there should be some sort of, coordination and cooperation where each of us should be given space. And even the Speaker of the House as well as the Chairman of the House should also understand our feelings and then get along with this. Thank you.
Well, you said as a parliamentarian, you want the Parliament to function. We, the people of this country, also want the Parliament to function. But now with the demand being accepted by the government, we can really hope that from Monday onwards, we will see some constructive business in the Parliament in this monsoon session of Parliament. Thank you, Mr. Wilson, for speaking with us here on Times Now. Heading into a very, very short break, coming back with lots more. Don't go anywhere.